beautiful, classy climbers. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your patience. Your girl's been sick this week. We've been doing all the ginger teas, the honeys, the green smoothies, the detox, trying to get back right. Those of you who had phone calls this week and with my raspy voice, I appreciate you. I think as we go into summer of Texas, our body is like, what is happening? One. And two, our body is like, you trying to detox, you trying to work out with a personal trainer, you trying to change your diet. What are you doing to us? Just go back and get your burgers, Erica. And I'm like, nobody. We getting it right. Getting tight. Do right. So anyway, that was my rant about me being sick. But here's a really important topic. I've been bombarded with great messages and great questions. Again, you guys already know. If you want to talk to me, consult links are always below. But I will address some of the great questions I got because I did block some of those people because they was out of pocket. So I blocked them so they might not be able to comment on the channel. If you are a moderator, we always need you on this channel. Thank you. Appreciate you. When you moderate, you stop the trolls from being trolls. So here's the first one that I got. Stop trying to cash out Big Willie style. There is this, I don't know what it is. This is mindset of like, I'm going to put $50 in, Erica, and I'm going to get $100 every month for the rest of my life. And when you find that, please tell me about it, because I ain't never seen it and it ain't real. But if you find it, girl, just call me, or God, just call me and tell me about where I can take $50 and make it crap rainbows forever, because you are the MVP if you know that. Okay, I'm just want to let you know, if you know about a deal like that, you are the MVP. All right, now here's the real tip. Many people get in these investments, Robinhood app, all these different ones, and they go, Erica, I'm investing. You know, I need my money now. I need my money right now. Glendon says something that cracks me up. JG Wentworth, I need my money now. And I don't know where this mentality comes from, but it is. It's a cash me out, Big Willie style. I'm putting $50 in. That's lottery. That's gambling. That's not investing. And I'm going to go two ways with this commentary. First question I get a lot of times is, Erica, you know, credit repair, business credit, want to keep my business credit separate. Honey, you got to have a legit business that's actually legitly making money and has the qualifications or the roundings of looking like a legit business. So I won't go too far into that. I'm saving some of that for another video. But at the end of the day, a lot of people comment in the comment section, say, well, I got a lot of money, but because my credit bad, it's almost like I ain't got no money. And I'm like, no, because you're trying to use credit to leverage and you haven't proven yourself. If you have bad money management, bad payment history, I'm sorry. All credit cards are going to do is make you make bigger, badder choices. Now, many people say, well, Erica, I can't believe you said that. Now, let's be real 100. If you got money, if you an engineer, you making $10K a month, you doing whatever, and you can just pay twice a month, twice deposit on an apartment. I remember working in the apartment industry and people would be engineers with evictions. Well, something happened. And I'd be like, bro, you make $10K a month. What's the problem? And some of those guys would have problems on their credit. And it's a money management thing. They driving a brand new Camaro, but can't, got evicted, right? And so, more money, more problems, right? So, but here's the thing. If you can afford to double up on your deposits on stuff, and you can afford to pay more in your insurance, and you can afford to miss out on jobs because you got bad credit, if you can afford to not get your military clearance for jobs because you got bad credit, hey, do you living nice. But if you tell me you got all this money and your credit bad, I'm gonna say it's a money management thing. Two, I'm gonna say, why don't you, Big Willie style, go get you 2 secure cards at like $3,000 a pop, and then get you a secure loan and keep it moving. So you have your 3 positive lines of history, and in a year you straight. But because the reason is, yeah, they got money, but they spending money like they breathing out of water. They're like, oh my God. Like they're drinking water. You ever see somebody when they're so thirsty, they're drinking so fast that you're scared they're gonna choke? It's like that. So yeah, these people making money, but they don't have good discipline habits. That's why their credit's bad. And yes, medical emergencies happen to people, but because of new laws, a lot of those medical things can get right off your credit. So I don't provide credit sweeps. I just want to make that very clear. But a lot of you, if you're saying you got big money and you're running out buying trade lines, but you're not cleaning your credit, now you're mad because you done spent $500, $600, $700, $800, $1,000 on trade lines, and it didn't do nothing for you. So that's my answer to that. I got some people who got out of pocket and I had to block them. So that's my comment on you saying you have bad personal credit but you got a lot of money. On the business credit tip, what are you using it for? Many people are like, Erica, I got this golden ideal, and please refer to my video, pre-selling. If your ideal is so great, some people, what's her name, that one of the Kardashian sisters pre-sold like $400 million in makeup in a weekend. That's pre-sale. That's what everybody does. You tell people about your product before it gets here. I told people about my book before it got here. I had 100 sales of pre-sales for the special group, that list. There's an email list, but and they had already pre-bought it. So your girl had to sit down and finish doing what she had to do. But I talked about it. You know how many times I talked about that book, and we had 400 sales the first weekend out. The same applies in business. A lot of people in many of these Facebook groups are saying, Erica, I want to have a business or make money, but I don't want to sell. And that just goes hand in hand. Now, the thing about why it's so much comfortable to work in jobs and instead of owning your own thing is because someone else does that, right? That's somebody else's job. When you go to work and your job is just to shove papers and do something, that's all you do and you do it well. But when your job is to have multi-hats on, like sales and marketing and emails, you start getting overwhelmed. The average person will get really overwhelmed, and that's fine. That's to be expected. You know what I mean? But the thing that you should realize is you may need to hire people. Like I just hired a kid who's going to do a lot of video stuff for me that I've been needing to do for years. Been needing to do it. It's time to do it. Can't be next level if you don't delegate some of this stuff. You can't be serious about YouTube BSing. Some of the thumbnails are going to get delegated out. I like playing around with thumbnails, but I'm not the best. I'd rather pay somebody to do that, right? I love character stuff, and like when people draw stuff, I love doing that. But again, there's only limits to what you can do. So again, that's my tip on that. Now 3, real estate investing in a group. Many of you are like trying to put $1,000 into a real estate investment group and then get $100 to $200 every month off the rental because, hey, you put your $1,000 in. That's gambling. That's lottery, okay? Investment groups, how a lot of them work. Now, I'm going to talk about high level first, and then I'm going to go low level. High level apartment investing groups, you're going to get a check every month. You're going to get like an interest check every month. But a lot of those apartment investing groups, they say 23% interest. Now, many people say, well, that's dangerous, Erica. 23% interest, that's the going standard. When you give somebody $50,000 or you give them $100,000, yeah, 23% interest on your money is what they give you. So when people talk about, oh, I need 10% back, that's a lot. That's for little people. I'm trying so hard to give y'all this game, and like there's been people in the comments who said, hey, they looked up Brad Sumrock in Dallas, he's gonna be in Austin and a few other places. Go to it and see for yourself. Like, you don't have to believe me. You can go for yourself and talk to these people. Like, I'm not making this up. This is very standard, industry standard things where I would speak on it, and my friends' parents would be like, girl, I knew about that in the 80s. What you talking about? You know, they look at me like, this poor child don't know nothing about investment groups. Oh, that's sweet. And that is why, and I say it in my other videos, you need to get around other people. You need to get around white, black, Asian, whoever. You need to get around different neighborhoods. You need to live in other areas. If y'all saw my Instagram live last night, I was at the grocery store. Asian woman, pocket full of ones. I know she had money, sat there and did I only have $40. Oh, you know, and we're at a very expensive grocery store, the most expensive grocery store in that area, in a very $1 million area. But I needed a special organic thing, so I went to that store. And I'm not talking about Whole Foods, I'm talking about Sprouts. And straight up, the man adjusted the price for her, y'all. He like found a coupon code and took $5 off and took all the ones she had. And I was like, are you kidding me? But what I know is, I know for certain that would never happen at Piggly Wiggly. That would never happen at Food Lion. That would never happen at HEB. That's only happening because that's a wealthy area. That Asian lady was playing the dumb game, and she had a pocket full of ones like this big. So either she's a Vietnamese in nail tech or something to that extent. I'm not saying she couldn't be something else. I'm not saying all Asians make money, but that one did. Trust me, from head to her toe. She had the Asian mom in discount clothes, but I got a pocket full of money look. And I was laughing because I was like, that's what living in certain areas are like. And I even said in the video last night, I've never been pulled over in that neighborhood. Car accidents happen over there. Speeding happens over there. Never, ever, ever been pulled over there. Because it's a different caliber of people over there. And you know what? If I was a police officer, it wouldn't be worth it to me. I'd be like, these damn rich people get on my nerves. I ain't got time for them. So, with that being said, real estate investing in a group. If you're going to put $1,000 in, and yeah, you may get $700 rent on the apartment, but at the end of the day, if you guys keep buying units, it's going to look beautiful to a bank. You can go to a bank and say, hey, I'm part owner of 5 rentals, right? But when it comes to apartment, sorry, I meant to finish. When it comes to apartment investing, and I know I'm all over the place, but this head coach still got me. When it comes to apartment investing, you either get 2 different types. You get a payout monthly. Now, what does that mean? That means if they told you they're giving you 23% and they're going to pay you back over a 15-year period, that's your lock-in. Or you do it the other way, where in 3 to 5 years, y'all going to sell that apartment complex, or you're going to clean up the apartment complex, cash value add property, and then you're going to sell the apartment complex. And what that will do is you'll be getting your interest payments every month until that 3-year mark. And then when y'all sell, everybody gets their fat checks and go on down the road. That's how it's typically done. So now when we bring it back to a smaller level of single family houses, if you got 10 people in on one house, you're not getting no check, because even at the end of the day, it'd be like $30 every month. That's not worth it, right? That's just, it'd be smarter for y'all to let the money roll in all year long, and then y'all take a smaller dividend check at the end of the year, right? Or y'all just keep rolling that money into more properties. So now you look up, you're part owner of 50 properties and you got a $5,000 check coming in a month. That's the smart way to do it. But there's a lot of people, I feel, whether they watch my channel or see what I'm saying or not, they put $1,000 in, they better get something coming every month. Well, if you want to do that, baby, there's a saying. If you want to go far, go by yourself. I mean, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go with people. Now, why is that? There's a lot of these, the video I did yesterday showing all these Koreans and Asians and Chinese buying up every piece of real estate there is. They're doing that for a reason and for a purpose. Because you can go faster with residue income, right? Sorry, my cold medicine's kicking in hard. But the key here is, you know, when I say $500 is what a lot of people are getting, people act like, $500 ain't shit, Erica. They get mad with me. I'm like, $500 is the rent that some people can only afford to pay. $500 is a bill. It's a car bill. It's a nothing. You know what I mean? Like, $500 is really something in our economy. And when you crap on small investments, you missing the whole point. You want to cash out Big Willie style, but you ain't got Big Willie style money. Now, I'm just going to talk about private money. And a lot of times people are saying, well, Eric, I got 50K. What's up? Let's work together. And I go, boo-boo, what you trying to do? You trying to partner with me? Or you want to do private money? That means I find a deal. You give me the money. I'm going to promise you 15% on your money. I'm going to get it and flip it in 3 months because it's Austin. Or what you trying to do? So you need to make sure you're educating yourself and protecting yourself. Because many of you reach me in comments and I'm like, if I was a scammy dude or scammy girl, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to take your money and get on out of here. You know, like, that's crazy. Like, be careful. Really educate yourself. Please go on Bigger Pockets. Like, if you come to me and say, I got credit and I got money, what's up? You need to dictate the terms, baby. Now, what does that mean when I say dictate terms? If you saw my video from yesterday, please go check out Pettyway Estates, Billwood Properties. Go check out the Key Resource in Dallas. She's Kendra in Dallas. Go check out Nina, a House Hunters 216 on Instagram. Now, why am I telling y'all to go check these other people out? Because I don't want you just believing my word. And that happens a lot on YouTube where people are like, well, you tell me about this and tell me about that. Well, that's not my specialty. And 2, I want you to know what I'm saying is fact. If you don't know what I'm saying is fact, I could be telling y'all anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want you to be well researched before we work together. If you come in my inbox and I get this 10 times a day, Erica, I got $30,000 in cash and I got a credit and I got this, and I'm like, but what are the terms you're offering me? And what I mean terms is, Erica, this money needs to make money in 6 months, or this money needs to flip a property. This money needs to be in a long-term rental. Like, I really respect that you guys are really, listen, I just want to make this very clear. I respect you guys are shooting your shot. I respect that you're going in my inbox and you're saying, hey, I got 40 and 30 and 50 and 60K, and I'm proud of you. Congratulations on saving that money. That's hard work. Don't just give it away to a stranger you don't know without dictating the terms of how you want your money to work. If you're like, hey, Erica, I want us to buy a property. Here's this portion of money. It's 50-50 or 70-30 or whatever. You need to be able to confirm what you want to do with the money. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? You got to be able to say what you want to do with your money. That's all my point is. Now, you say, hey, I want money every month. Cool. Like, if you grab my book, if you listen to my videos, there's countless ways you guys can go, and you can put your money in Liens Club, get money paid every month. You can go to Robinhood app. You can go to Rich Uncles. You can go in a lot of these groups and opportunities of these websites and put $1,000 in and get some money back every month until it cashes out. You know, don't say, well, I only got this much. My goal in this channel for y'all is to understand that you got to have a bigger plan, right? What's your bigger plan? For me, the bigger plan is always apartments, but I don't have the 100,000 sometime to get into some of those group connections. So what do I do to get there? I take 50, 100, 500, and I throw them in smaller deals, such as the Todd Capital, such as the Black Seed Fund, such as these things, till I can get a bigger deal, right? And for some of y'all, the best thing some of y'all might need to do is go earn some extra money every month, the extra $1,000, and put it in an investments, right? Like, put it in something, maybe something simple, a monthly dividend stock on Robinhood app, and you stack that money all year long. And at the end of the year, you got a fat 10K. Now you can do something different. Now you can go straight up invest in a property. Now you can straight up go buy a big truck, buy a semi truck, and make that truck make you $1,000 a week. Now you can do something that really does for you, right? But that's what I'm doing. I'm just like flipping little dollars into big dollars. Like, a lot of people want to take $100 and turn it to 100,000. I'm just trying to take 100 and keep stacking it over here until I get the opportunity to take $5,000 and do something with it, or until I take the opportunity to do $10,000 and do something with it, or until I take the opportunity to partner with somebody and now we get in a house together. Does that make sense? Please let me know if that makes sense to y'all. A lot of times people are contacting me and they're like, well, I got $25. Okay, $25, $50. You're just gonna keep stacking it. You're not about to buy a city with it. It's Austin. There's horns honking and probably a fire somewhere. But yeah, please put any questions in the comments about business credit, money, investing in groups, cash out plan, and private money investing. I mean, the key here is, the reason I promoted that real estate investment group so hard is they are going hard up in there. Every day there's like 50 comments in the private group. And it is already people in there connecting and trying to make money and trying to partner together. I love that. Like, do that. That's how you win, yo. If you got $2,000 and I got $4,000 and we're going to put this together 40-60, 70-30, that's a win. And because what happens is we put our money together, and this may not be the biggest deal. This may be like every month, 400 for you, 400 for me, and some in the reserves. But then the next time I can go to the bank and go, oh, I'm a partner in this deal, or I'm a partner in 2 deals, and I'd like $30,000 working capital, because they know you're going to use it for your next deal. Or you can go to the bank and you have stronger standing, because not only do you have monthly dividend stock and you got your life insurance and you got your other notes, you're a well-rounded investor. There's no reason for them to tell you no. And if that bank tells you no, you can go to another one, because you know you have the things that you need. And that's really the key here, is like making yourself a well-rounded investor so that banks can't tell you no, and that private money can't tell you no. If you go to somebody right now and they've got, hey, I've got $50,000 sitting on the sidelines, you know, and I want to do this, I don't know if I could lend it to you. And you start showing them, hey, I've already partnered in 7 deals, and this is my 8th deal. So you can work with me or you can't. You know what I mean? Like, you have bigger, stronger tools at your disposal when you do that. I hope that makes sense to y'all. But it's all about climbing the ladder. And many of y'all are trying to skip the ladder. You're trying to use credit cards to help you skip up a step. And you're not going to skip a step. You need the experience and you need the connections. Okay? You know, and then that's just part of it. So, I'm going to have to get some more water here in a little bit. I'm coming to a stop. I'll be able to look at some of your comments in a little bit here. One of the questions I'm seeing is business credit card to build business credit a good start while I go after a round of funding. Roy, I think you're saying is a business credit card way to go. And now many of you contact me about Wells Fargo secured business credit card and what's that one? BVA Compass secured business credit card. You know, they're a great opportunity to build a line of credit. Now, many of you are talking about Dunn's and Bradstreet, but really those things don't help well until you get 10 to 12 vendor accounts. And so I think a business credit card is a great way to start. And the next thing is, if you're at that bank and you've been doing well with that business credit card and your business is trying to make some money or has some kind of track record, is to go in there and ask for unsecured lines of credit. Now, a lot of these banks, 5K to 10K is where they're going to get you at. So my thing is, if you have a secured card with them, make that secured business credit card as big as you can. That means, if that means $5 grand, that means $5 grand. Put some money on it. Don't just have a little baby one. Let me see. Don Joshua, can you give details on the investment group you're referencing? I didn't see the last episode. Don Joshua, I just said them all in the row. I don't know if you came in late or what. Again, Pettyway Estates. Oh, investment group. Sorry. Again, a little bit of head cold. The investment group is Black Seed Capital. Another investment group is Todd Capital. Another investment group is, oh gosh, my brain's hurting. You can check out Brad Sumrock. He's in apartment investing. That's next level. That's many of you won't even check that out. That's next level. But Brad Sumrock, I'm not big on fortune builders at all. I'm not. I think you can get better groups locally. But check those out. There's some other groups, but again, oh, sorry, Apple Mac's right. Tulsa Real Estate Fund, I talked about it in the last video. Now, here's the thing. They've been getting some flack about Tulsa Real Estate Fund, and here's my problem. Again, it's that cash out Big Willie style. Somebody gives $500, they're like, I gotta make all this money back. You gotta make sure you give me, like, it's $500 damn dollars. Okay, yes, $500 is a big deal, but if you give $500 at max, if they gave you, you know, $5 back on your money every month for the next year to the next 2 years, let's say it was really crazy interest, you already, it's a win. Like what did you expect to get back out $500? I mean, I feel like people are expecting to give $500 and get $100 checks every month. Where they do that at? Again, that's the failure of our American school system, is we aren't teaching people about investing. We're not teaching people how to use debt or credit. We're not teaching people accounting. We're teaching them about dumb stuff and how to dissect frogs and, you know, silly mess. You know, that doesn't make any sense. You know, these are the things people need to know about. Taxes. Again, yesterday's show, I talked to you guys about many people hire their children. At some age they do. So, you know, when I worked in Lowe's, there were all these black men and their son be helping them load stuff. And I wanted to go, I hope you're really writing them off in your taxes, because you can. And a lot of people don't realize you can give your child $6,000, right? But I got educated the other day. They increased it under the new Donald Trump Act. It's $12,000. So let me hip it to you this way. And this is numbers, and it doesn't have to do with necessarily race or anything, but you can hear these numbers for yourself. 1 in 10, these dummies down here don't know how to drive. 1 in 10 Asians own a business. 1 in 35 whites. 1 in 54 Hispanics, and 1 in 8 blacks. Now, you may say, oh, no, there's no way you're gonna own people own a business. They working together and government. Listen, before you start all that ridiculous mess, the key to what I just told you is a lot of those dudes got businesses on paper. They ain't all got a business where they're at the physical location. Some have home businesses, some have Amazon FBA, some people got a hobby. But the key to what I'm saying is, on paper now, let's say homeboy's an engineer and he's in California making $180 a year, and his wife stay home at home, right? But she got a business, okay? And then what happens is, now they got 3 kids, and in their business, their kids got 12 grand each kid. So that's $36,000 write-off right there. Now, I'm oversimplifying it again. CYA, consult your accountants and consult your attorney. Somebody's going to come back in the comments and be like, no, it's not how it works. It is how it works. But anyway, $36,000 there that they can write off from whatever money their side business work makes. And that's a big life changer, because let's be honest. I don't know if you guys remember the Duggars. The Duggars had like 19 kids and counting or something like that. Something weird. Like 19 kids and counting. What people don't realize about the Duggars, they thought, oh, they're just doing this for TV. No, the Duggars did real estate. The Duggars' father wholesaled. And he would make the kids come out to the work sites and help him clean up houses and flip houses. And sometimes he'd get deals. And so the Duggars were real estate rich before the reality TV. The reality TV was just like the icing on the cake money. People don't know that. I mean, you can go read, you can look it up. It's public knowledge. But again, the other Duggar children, now they're adults and they've been doing weird stuff. They all do real estate too. Like, they all do real estate. It's super. That's why when people sit here and try to debate me about, oh, you know, this and this and that, and I'm like, dude, you don't want to win. That's what it is. You wanna complain about how to win. And the fact is, the rules are long-term money is real estate. Yes, you can try to go do crypto. Yes, you can try to go do all these millions of little fast money flip actions. But if you're not in long-term opportunities, which are real estate, which are owning land, which are owning apartments, which are, you know, owning small businesses, even if you're not even working in them, you're not going to win. That just is what it is. Like, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of articles all of a sudden like, can you be a millionaire working for somebody else? And it's that whole, like, I'm mad that young people are posting about owning businesses, so I'm going to post these articles. Now, what the truth is, can you be a millionaire working for somebody else? Heck yeah. Look at the guy who's the right-hand man of Grant Cardone. That boy is a millionaire, okay? He getting paid money stacks working for Grant. But you got to invest that money. So we all have seen this. We've all seen high-income earners, the moment they lose their job, not the moment, maybe a year or two later, all of a sudden they got money problems. Where does that come from? Because sometimes people think the money will last forever and a paycheck comes every Friday. And if they're not investing it, I don't care how much money they make every week. We see it every day. We see it with basketball players. We see it with football players. We see it with doctors. We see it with lawyers. If these people are not investing their money, at some point the table, you know, it stops rotating. You know, the table stops rotating. And I just always find that super interesting that people seem confused by that. That you know, at some point money does run out. Yeah, that was not me backing in. I just didn't feel like backing in. I'm just gonna do it like this, ghetto style. Anyway, let me look and see what other comments you guys have here. Apple Mac, it's about having passive incomes, right? What say you about Grant Cardone saying never invest in rental homes, to only invest in multifamily units with more than one door? Well, let's keep it 100, Nancy. Grant Cardone owns an investment fund. He needs your money. Now, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it next level 100. Imagine you're a man and you and your wife, you got 100,000. Let's say you're a high income earner and you guys been stacking this money up and now you're in your 50s and you got a little bit of money. Now, what do? Do you take that 100,000 and go buy 5 little rental properties, or you started watching Grant Cardone and Bigger Pockets and you want bigger stacks from your money? $100,000 gets you in the door in some of these apartment investment groups and with Grant Cardone, because not many people are accredited. But also, when you're dealing with Grant Cardone level, he's only dealing with accredited investors. So if you're somebody making $50,000 a year and you come to Grant, like, look, Grant, I made money in a windfall from a car accident. Grant don't care. He can't work with you. So what he's saying is the get more doors is always the right answer. Just like when I say go make more money, that's the right answer. But I can tell you right now, my family, many other people's families, when the last recession happened, they had 15 rental properties, 10, 15 rental properties. Were they hurt? No. They were keep on going on. They had tenants who maybe asked for rent reductions last recession, but they just, hey, okay, we'll adjust it to $100 and kept on moving, because it's about the numbers. You know what I'm saying? If you got 10 houses, your life is drastically different from everybody you know. 10 people paying $500 rent, you may be like, oh, Erica, that's just $5,000. That's what you say. That's what you say. If everybody's just paying $800, $900 a month in all those houses, 900 times 10, what is that? That's $9,000 a month. It's $90,000 in 10 months. I mean, do the math, people. You know, many people who have the discipline to buy houses like that, that's not their only money. You dig what I'm saying? Same thing. A lot of these people, when they were like, this guy made a comment, and I respect your comments, never invest from your 401k or your retirement money. And what he doesn't understand is That is the biggest way a lot of these groups invest from their retirement money. They invest from their 401k. They invest from their Roth IRA. They don't touch the money. The money is invested, and then the returns and the dividends go into their investment. There's over 65 different trusts out there. So when someone tries to tell you there's only one way to do something, you have to really listen to why they're telling you that. And on another tip, I love tax liens. I really do. I love that 30 people just bought the tax lien course the other day. Respect and hat off to all of you. Thank you so much. But also remember, everybody's promoting this Gary, Indiana tax lien, because it's a tax lien sale. It's not a tax lien. Theirs is a little bit different. Remember when we talk about all cities and states are different? Gary, Indiana, what's happening is people are running around buying $500 houses. And yeah, the value of the house is $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 for some. But look at the condition of the house. And do you have the money to put the money in? So you got a lot of people who are going to be sadly embarrassed next year when they ain't got no money to put in, but they got to pay taxes on an $80,000 house. Okay, let's keep it 100. All right, let me go back up. I know there's so many comments. I apologize. I'm going back up. Hey, Donnie Breeze. Hey, Apple Mac. Hey, Hilltop. Thank you, Apple Mac, for being a moderator. JD Sam. Hi there, watching from Chicago. I'm going to go see my grandpa on South 92nd Street, which is weird. That street is so weird because there's a bunch of old Italians on that street. It's very far south, but it's like Italians on that street. So my grandpa, who, if you guys saw him, you'd be like, that is not your grandpa. You look a little pale, bright, almost near white. But he'd be out there just walking in his suit, going to his Cadillacs. And it's a very beautiful house, a huge house, and it's got a big lot. It's beautiful. So I'll try to take some pictures, but I want to be respectful because my grandpa is older, and I don't want anybody trying to come over there and mess with him, and I want him to shoot you. So that's that. Mentor Shelly, hey Erica. Real talk, Trill OG. That cracks me up. Roy Maynard, good stuff. Thank you. That's a great interest rate. Yep. Love the glasses. Thank you, love. What up, Erica? Derek Bailey. Apple Mac, the tiny house movement is gonna... The tiny house movement, I think, is losing steam. Now, why do I think it's losing steam? Now, if you're in the middle of a city, if you're in the middle of San Francisco, if you're in the middle of New York City, if you're in the middle of parts of California, I think the tiny house movement still has traction. Also, I think if you're in parts of Colorado, if you ever see some of the plots of land for sale, they're so thin. The only thing you really could put there is a tiny house, and then they'd have all this great scenery of mountains behind them, which would be cool. But what I've seen a lot with the tiny house movement is people putting tiny houses, they look like tiny houses, behind their big money house. And they just rent the tiny house out for Airbnb style. Same thing when I was in Detroit in the carriage houses that used to be where the help lived for those big old houses. Now they rent them out, these 3-bedroom carriage houses, right? They rent them out. And so the key here is, I think it's a movement, but it has sections and pockets of America. Just like the RV craze. There's all these people buying RVs. One, because people are living in them in major cities, which is good and bad. And 2, there's all these RV parks. And 3, elderly people are like, I want to go see all the United States, but we're too broke to fly everywhere and get hotels, but we could drive there and sleep in our RV. So that happens. Let me see what else I got here. So patience is key in investment groups. Yes, Roy, that is number one. Here's my thing. If you're in an investment group, and people aren't going to want to hear this, but 2 years tops. That's why when people ask me, what's your other investment group in Houston? I'm like, none of your business. Because I already know he's going to get inundated with phone calls, and we're building it up. And until it gets the way it should be, you're just going to bother him. You know what I mean? It's not going to help him move faster. And the key here, you can create your own investment group. I can make an investment group right now and be like, hey, everybody drop 100 and you get this amount percentage of a house, right? But investment groups aren't super complicated. It's just that people don't think big enough. They don't trust that the internet has plenty of people out here that think just like you, that want to work with you, that want to do business with you, and they have money. Everybody doesn't have 50,000, but there are a lot of people got 1,000 to 10,000. go where you can, work with who you can. So, but yeah, investment group patience is key. Jay Madison, go with open ears, grab everybody's card, meet as many people as you can, and follow up with the email with a lot of those people and try to meet them for lunch or something the next week. Because there's going to be so much going on. It's hard to focus or hard to get everybody's name. But yeah, meet as many people as you can. Apple Mac, Bigger Pockets is really cool. Erica, did you know that one of the guys actually lucked up and bought Kurt Cobain of the group Nirvana Boyhood home? Yeah, he didn't even know at the time. Oh, yeah, Josh. I remember that. He was super happy, and I was like, that's kind of creepy. But anyway. Oh, dude, Donnie Breeze. Right now, all I'm trying to do is, and honestly, my course is just a review of their course. And it's going to be my journey. It's going to be like, this is what I did. Follow me as I walked to the trucking company and bought a truck, and how they treated me, and how the financing went, and how the contract as a third-party logistics company started. That's literally what my course is going to be on. So I got to actually finish doing the steps in order to give y'all that, even give y'all that course. So, let me see. Don Joshua, folks are addicted to the fast flip. Very rarely are they legal means. Thanks for the investment group info. No worry. All right, Apple Mac. When investing, it is understood that there's also some risk. Can y'all please throw some likes on here? It's like 100 people on here, and just throw some likes for me, please. That helps the YouTube know that you like the information and that more people should see the video. Those algorithms. Wink, wink. When investing, it is understood that there are some risks, so people should not use their rent money to invest, but instead money they can afford to risk losing. You have to take educated chances in life. That is very true, Apple Mac, and the sad part is I think a lot of people don't get enough breaks or time to decompress to even think about this. Like when I had my surgery last year, and when I had my appendix out, it was like a light bulb. It's like, oh man, you cannot get up. You're a 30-year-old woman who cannot get up. You just had a surgery. Like, what would happen to you if you couldn't work and you didn't save all your money? You'd be in up shit's creek, right? And that's how people get in credit card debt. That's how people get in bad choices. They never have time to think long term. Like there was this place where I wanted this couch. It was like 90 days financing. And I was like, cool, whatever. And I literally came in and paid it off the next week, and they were like, I haven't seen anybody pay it off that fast. And I'm like, well, I told you I just didn't have money today, but I was ready for my couch to come to my house. And the crazy part is the interest on it, when I looked at the paperwork, was like $3,000 for a $1,000 couch. And I could see where he said people pay it off like $70 a week. And I'm like, that's dumb. You could just make extra money for the next 10 weeks and throw $100 there, right? Like if you just drove Uber one day on Saturday and had an extra 100 and take the extra 100 and pay the furniture off. I mean, there's just so many things that in our economy that people get nickeled and dimed to death. Does that make sense? That they don't think bigger. So when they take $500, they're like, oh, I needed to make some money. You're like, boo-boo, I can't make magic. This ain't the lottery. Let me see. Man, Apple Mac, here's the funny thing about basketball players throwing money. When they actually give them, they put them in they do a 1 day, which is, I think is still crap. They do a 1 day financial educational. Your boss, and I won't go too far on a tangent, but I'm going to say this. If America wanted more happy employees, your boss would offer financial training. They would offer the Dave Ramsey plan. They would offer all this stuff. Why would they do that? Because you'd come to work with a better attitude because you had an actual plan. You wouldn't just be at work like aimless and not focused. You'd be like, oh, I got to pay this stuff off. I got to get this done. I got to get my insurance. I got to do this stuff. You'd be more mission and focused. But because so many people are aimless and unfocused, and it's really honestly not to your boss's benefit to train you. Because if he really trained you about your education, you go, shit, I'm only making $15 an hour. I'm leaving to get a job that pays at least $35 an hour. I'm going to go get my skills up so I can get a better job. So to me, Chick-fil-A and all these places that are training these kids to go to college, same thing with Starbucks, what they're doing is they're trying to offer some goodwill because they know they're getting you at such a cheap cost. Same thing goes for football players. I was going somewhere with this. Football players get a 1 day of financial training. And you'll talk to all these financial advisors like, why are you not helping these people? Why are you robbing these people? And every time the guys will tell you they don't want boring investments. We always try to convince some of the kids to put at least a portion of it in annuities. Just let it sit over there for years and just get small checks. And they never want to do that. They want to own strip clubs. They want to own car washes. They want to own all this other stuff that they have no concept of. They try to put their family over management of. They do these things that are so flip money. And let me make this be clear. Football players are not dumb. I have several cousins who played football in college. They get training manuals about this damn thick. So they're not dumb. They're just energy and focus is so pushed into the sport. Thank you for the super chat, you guys. Whoever put the $10 super chat, I'm getting to it. So focused. It's so focused that they are just day and night eating this book, going to class, eating, working out, eating, working out. Let me tell you, the first 3 times I worked out with my personal trainer, I was crawling to my apartment. I'm like, oh God, I gotta get up the stairs. If I can just get up the stairs, I'll get to my apartment. I mean, it was sad. But think about doing that every single day as your life. And then studying and then trying to learn another thing. So I give football players this much grace. But I also fault the parents. Because as your child grows, it is your job as a parent to put something other than we gonna hit the NFL, we gonna be rich, and we gonna have a big old house, and like you gonna pay me. And that's what happens to a ton of those children. And it is, I do call them children, because all you're doing is grooming someone to play ball, and then all of a sudden they don't make it, which 90% don't, and you throw out a 23-year-old man into the world who is like super fit, good looking. Whoo, a lot of them good looking. But nothing up here. Nothing to help him. There's even a website, and I'm not going to give its name, where it helps NFL players, like football players from college and baseball players, college athletes, get into jobs and companies. And most people say, well, that's not fair. They're offering jobs to these guys even though they don't have qualifications. Ahaha. It's a website. It's just like Indeed.com, but you can't get on there unless you are a student athlete. So I'm not going to name the site. I just think it's very interesting. I've seen it a couple times for my family members, and I've seen it for younger guys now who are like, well, I'm going to go on here and see if somebody can hire me for a sales position or train me for a job. And there's all kind of companies who are like, I'm such a fan of my Clemson State, Clemson Warrior, Clemson Tigers, that I'm going to hire every football player I can and stand them out in front of my showroom at my car dealership, or stand them out front at my insurance company and look at this Clemson Tiger I hired. And it'll be a part of the talk. It'll be a part of you going to football, playing golf and all kind of stuff. So there's opportunities for them. I don't feel sorry for them, but they also need to educate themselves better. So sorry I went down a rabbit hole, but blame it on Apple Mac, y'all. Omar Motet, hard money. Hello, Grandpa's an old gangster. Man, dog, listen. He got 2 little wiener dogs. Them wiener dogs will get y'all. You can go up there if you want to. It'll get you. All right. Call me Coach. Colorado checking in. Thank you, Colorado. I'm actually going to Colorado in a few days. Hopefully I won't be still sick. I mean, that's really the key. Anthony Williams, what's the best move to move for 20K? I don't know you, Anthony. I don't know what you do. That's not enough information, Anthony. I can say what I would do with 20K, but you ain't me. So you could have a kid, a wife, bills. I don't know. You're not giving me enough information. That's like a multi-choice failure question. You're trying to mess me up, Anthony. I see what you're doing. Jay Madison. It's a lot of money out here. People, network. Thank you, Omar. Omar, thank you. That's the truth. Hashtag private money. Hashtag hard money. Hashtag portfolio lenders. Hashtag grandmas. Hashtag grandpas. Hashtag people who've been saving their whole life and like, you know what? I'd love just a little bit more interest on my money. Just 10%. There's some people out here, if you say, hey, listen, I'm gonna buy this property in Killeen for $40,000, and I'm gonna clean it up for 10 and rent it out for $900 to a soldier every year for as long as they want to live, right? As long as that I keep renting it out. So that property's gonna make, $11,000 a month, rental income. Or would you be interested? Oh yeah, I'd be interested. 70-30, huh? Would you be interested? Since I'm putting the skin in the game. Or whatever, 80-20, I'll manage it, whatever, 90-10. there's a million ways to win. Choose one. That's all I'm saying. You'd be amazed how quickly people rise to the occasion and find 40 grand or meet you halfway on money when the opportunities come up. So I'll leave that there. Le femme de luxe. Right, I'm getting Affleck. Dude, Affleck. Can't even explain to y'all, man. I can't even explain to y'all, like, when I got that appendix out, I mean, I was crawling into the hospital. Right? When I got the second surgery I got last year, y'all, it was supposed to be an hour. It went 4.5 hours. I couldn't travel for 20 days. My mom was like, I'm going to stay here by your side. By day 20, she's like, damn, I'm still here in Texas. I'm like, girl, thank you. I appreciate you. But you don't understand, like, anything can take you off the board. So when people play these games or they just live for the weekend, that makes my stomach sick. That makes me nervous. I'm like, yeah, we ain't got time to play them kind of games. Like, you can't play those games. And even if you're a married couple and there's two people working, so your wife loses your job, so what? Your husband's still working. You can't play them games. You gotta plan a little bit more. And if you're on this channel, you're watching this channel, there's like 100 of you watching. Please hit that like button. And thank you for the super chats. I know you're serious. I know you're not just on here BSing. Don Joshua, do you have any current apartment deals you are working in or working on that we can investigate and potentially invest in? So, Don Joshua, here's what I would recommend for you. Simplecashflow.com. Go join his hula group. But he's going to do a call. And his name is Lane. But you can go check out that website. And why I say that one? Because he's always working on bigger apartment deals. But again, for apartment deals, you're going to have 50K, 100K. You're not coming in apartment deals under 50K. So when I talk about apartment investing, these are ones where I'm like, hey mom, hey uncle, let's grab our money together and we are the LLC this, and we bought our money in and we get our percent share. We get our 0.1% share of this house or this apartment complex. And some of them are like 52 units, some are 100 units. Now, can you work out better deals? For sure. Don't let that discourage you when I say 50,000 or 100,000. But in order to get a better deal or smaller amount, like 20K, like I got 20K and I want to put it in an apartment, you're going to have to find like an 8-unit apartment on loopnet.com or something smaller, and maybe you can get you and one other person together and do it. That's kind of what the way to make that work. David, I want to join some invest groups. Hey, if you're in Todd Capital, you're in Black Seed group. There's a lady bending over inappropriate over here. I'm sorry. I got distracted. I'm like, girl, put your butt down. Anyway, Black Seed Capital, Simple Cash Flow. There's so many. Like, I have a little booklet, and I wish I could share the booklet with y'all, but I've only shared it with people who are in my big group. There's a little group I had. I only shared it with them. Thank you, Apple Mac. Exactly. There's several videos. And Mike B28. This could be true. America wants you to stay in the worker class. If Americans were financially literate, you wouldn't have the pool of workers to pull from. That's very true. And the sad part is, I'm going to be careful because I might sound crazy. But if you just had, let's say, we'll take black people, for example, and I hate doing that, but I'm going to do it. It's only 40 million. Only 23 million are adults or whatever, over 18. But not even black people. You can just say any group. You can say Hispanics. You can say Indians, Italians, whoever. But if you have a family of 10 siblings, and one sibling is a doctor, or one sibling is an engineer, and they making cake all day. Now, what happens to that one sibling when they get up higher than the others? Well, the other is always going to need something. Hey, can you help me, brother? Hey, can you help me, brother? Hey, can you help me, brother or sister? Can you help me? Can you help me? And I've seen that happen. Now, but when you have a family where 3 people are all making the same money, 100,000, making good money, they're going on vacation together, they're living well, then all of a sudden that family education level and what the children talk about is elevated. Because there isn't like, look at your aunt over there doing well. Like, even when I went to college, I had family members go, well, we're not like your aunt Nay. We can't just send you to school forever like Erica's going to school. And I'm like, baby, I'm here on my own mission. I'm here on scholarship. What you talking about? Miss Nay did nothing. I'm here on scholarship. Okay? So educational scholarship, okay? So when you have elevation in a family, I know some people's tendency is just to disappear, but even if you just had two cousins, two family members, and one set of siblings, like 10 siblings, and two siblings rose up higher and started educating the other siblings, world change. Now, many of you are going to say, well, Erica, I got a bunch of siblings and that don't work. Or I got cousins and they ain't trying to learn. And that happens. Sometimes it happens. But your goal as a person in that family is to go, here's some books for Christmas. Give the kids books for Christmas, because there's always kids who pay attention, right? There's always little nieces and nephews who go, look what auntie's doing. I'm going to do what she's doing. What mom and dad are doing ain't working, but what auntie or uncle over here is doing is working. And that's how you change families. That's how you change cities. That's how you change dynamics. And that's the same thing for the worker culture. The whole 401k craze, like even at Lowe's. I used to be at Lowe's. I used to be an assistant manager at Lowe's. They did not want to do it. People, company-wide, no one wanted to do it, which is crazy. But when Lowe's said, we're going to make y'all take 1% of your paycheck, like it's a company policy, 1% of your paycheck, and we'll match you up to 6%, but we'll take 1% automatically. Like, you don't get a choice to not have 1%. People started seeing thousands of dollars after year of working at Lowe's as a worker. They just wanted to be at Lowe's working, and they go, wow, oh, that does make sense now. And that's kind of the worker bee culture. Like, unless the herd of people think it's a good idea, people don't want to do it. Hence, that's why you had last recession, 2008, all these people going bankrupt, flipping houses, because they were just doing what they saw on TV. They were just doing what other people were doing, and they didn't have full knowledge, right? Like, it's one of those things of 80% of the crowd starts doing something, you should need to not do it. Thank you, President Hudson, for the $10 super chat. Oh, Champion Heart, here's the funny thing. I have 30 people in my inbox already talking about they want to be a driver for me. Like, and I'm talking about multiple states. So that's why I keep talking about it, Champion Heart. I'm making sure I have a driver. I mean, here's the thing. And then I have 2 family members who still drive. Like, my uncle owns trucks. And he has drivers. But I have 2 cousins who are like, oh, yeah, I'll drive your truck. I'm straight up, girl. We'll split that. Let's keep it moving. So I got several options to drive the truck. But there is, like, my goal ultimately is to, I know this may sound silly or crazy, is to get at least 10,000 dudes out of Chicago. I'm going to say this. Black dudes out of Chicago driving trucks. Now, why do I say that? Because they have 50% black male employment. And there's no reason for that. There's just no reason for it. I'd rather you driving a truck making 80 a year and then figure out, even if you drive a year or two, oh, I made this good money, but I want to do something else. At least you got the money. Now you can go do something else. You know, that's something I just want to push trades anyway, though. I think the problem with a lot of black males and black community and black women is lack of trades. Like, there's always office jobs, but like, go get a trade so you can make that $40, $50 an hour kind of money. Not just that $10, $12, $13 hour money, like that $40, $50 hour money. Just different level. Mentor Shelly, I train myself with resources and virtual classes to get my businesses going. And that's good. That's what you should do. I mean, you should always. Kenneth Johnson, that's so funny but wrong. Broke employees are the best employees. They can't afford to take off and don't have the money to duplicate our system. Damn, Kenneth. That makes me want to laugh, but it's not right. Do y'all know the story of how I started my painting company? I was at work. I was assistant manager. And I saw the guy. He was like only 2 years older than me. And the amount he was charging us, he was going to make $500,000 painting apartments. And he literally was winging it by the seat of his pants. There's a whole story there, but my cough medicine's wearing off. And I got to still go to the gym and cough on the machines. People are going to hate me. But that, bro, when you figure that number out, when you get your money right, and you see something your boss is doing that they suck at, and you could do a better system, that's why so many companies have non-competal clauses. Because the top people are going to go be top people. They just are. The best are going to be the best. The top 20 are so hard to keep in your company. Why do you think Grant Cardone gives that guy Jared, calls him VP? He giving him money. He's mentoring him. He's taking him under his wing. One, I think because he doesn't have sons. But two, also because the best of the best will go somewhere else. If you're not actively trying to keep them in your company, they will go somewhere else. Mike B, when you aren't broke, you have options. You can afford to walk off a job, especially if you have certain skills. That's right. I meet people who are nurses all the time, call me, Erica, I quit my job yesterday. I'm like, whoa, girl. And I want to start doing this other thing while I'm going to go get my other nurse job. Because they know nurses are in demand and they can quit. That's the thing. Same thing with electricians. I've got a friend who's a welder. He don't like welding, but it pays $150 a year, and this company's flying him all over California, flying him over here. He's like, I'm tired, my knees hurt, my back hurt, because he was in the military first. But when you got big money like that, you can walk away because you got options. What's up, Cashmatic? Okay. Mentor Shelly, I just had a grown-up convo with my 17-year-old nephew about his economic independence today, so he knows real life and career options. Get that help I didn't need when I was his age. Yeah, I'm about to roll. I got 5 more minutes, so let's get all we can get in. Oh, yeah, Mike B. Yes, Mike B, 28. Feel sorry for new pro athletes. Many have been duped by their coaches not to study anything but their sport because they're like, focus. And here's the thing. That is truth. Focus. You need focus. Like when many of you call me, and I wish I could share all the testimonials, but I don't think people are comfortable because they're scared their family might find out. But there are several people who have been on this channel. They work with me. They bought their first rental property. They were like, they bought their first rental property. We got them in the door. Now they own 3rd property, 4th property. It's a whole different person. But what it took was focus. We did nothing else. But when we got on the phone on our monthly coaching, that's all we were doing was finding a property. What did y'all do this week? Okay, we went, we got our pre-approval, we looked for properties, we looked at these numbers, we analyzed the deal, this one didn't work. Okay, let's go to the next one. And that's all we did for 90 days. That's all we're gonna do on those phone calls. That's it. We're not doing anything else. That is our focus. Worrying about your credit, worrying about other stuff, that doesn't matter. Let's get your foot in the door to get that first deal. And once you do, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do this. And now, when you know what to look for in the next deal. I mean, it's real easy for people to talk crap about me on the sidelines, say nasty stuff in the comments, and be gross to me in emails because they're not doing anything. They're just watching. And that's how I know. Because they got so much time to sit emails. Like the guy we had last week that was commenting. He had 10 different accounts. Changing accounts just to comment and do negative stuff in our comments. Bro, you're a loser, bro. Like, you're a loser. Like, who has time to do that? That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But there are people who do that all the time. I see O'Shea's channel, same thing. Should you save or pay off debt? Why not have investments that pay off your debt? That's all I'm saying. Depends on the debt. If it's a small, like 14 grand, knock it out in 1 year. Lance Brown, is it better buy your book from you or Amazon? What's better for your long? Hey, I'm gonna email you if you buy from me. But if you buy the book, hey, I like either one. Amazon just sends me a check and I just wake up and there's a check. Either way, I love it. Thank you so much, Lance Brown. Daryl Stevens, I think certificates and licenses are the wave. This way you can contract yourself out for work. Boom, Daryl, talk about it. There are so many people here in Austin that don't work. And I'm going to say this, and it's a little ugly, but a lot of people you see working those $10 an hour jobs at some of these restaurants, they don't care. They are in a really bad position. Because I remember going to work one time, and I was like, nah, I don't need this money that bad. I can actually go do a freelance things and have more money than this. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And so it's like, that person's either in a really bad economic position, or they really need that job, or they're a young person, it's their first job, or they're just in dire straits, they need this job. Apple Mac, the family problem is mindset. First, one person making the rest leech off that one person for life instead of trying to work together, educate themselves as a group. Yeah, there was a woman on Susie Orman. She was a doctor, black woman, and she'd been basically carrying her parents, and she hadn't paid off her student loan. She was 40 years old, and she was having kids, and she was like, her husband is like, we're not giving your family more money. And Susie Orman's like, that is disgusting. Your family, that write them a letter and say we're broke and we can't afford another dollar. And you have to. You have to do that. Even in families that do well. I know some people who one sibling makes 100,000, the other siblings make 70, 80, and they still call that person for money. And they're like, how, bro? We're almost at the same amount of money. What are you doing? It's all about mindset. And I will tell y'all, if y'all watch this channel, you know my family, what we did is when we went bust in the 80s and we're all smashed up in this house, a couple different houses, grandma was like, yo, time to go, time to move, time to do what we got to do. And all of a sudden you got a cousin who's a police officer car in front of the house. You got the cousins over here going to the military. You got my mom went back in the military. You got all these people working. Aunt's a nurse. This other aunt's a dental hygienist on Fort Bragg forever, for years and years and years. Like, she got a pension, yo. Whole family moved at one time. It's up here. It's a freaking mindset. It's freaking mindset. Like, thank you, God, for my grandma. And like, hey, everybody, let's get moving. Let's get pushing. We ain't all trying to stay up in one house together. It's only four or five rooms in this house. We ain't all trying to be up in here. Everybody move and go together. Let's push. Push. President Hudson is hip to be square. Yeah, I'm a square. Y'all know that. Solid Steps to Wealth is the sponsor. Him and President Hudson are the sponsor of the show. Solid Steps to Wealth dropped a $50 super chat. Tears. Years ago. See my eyeballs? They're hurting. Tears. I'm still sick, so you don't want to see that. Thank you, Solid Steps to Wealth. I thank you so much. Appreciate it. Apple Mac, 50% black male employment in New Orleans, too. Now, Apple Mac, I'm going to say this with a grain of caution. Do I believe everybody is unemployed that's saying they're unemployed? No. I believe some people have some little hustles and grinds they do and cut hair and cut grass, but they're just not writing it out or saying they do it. And that's what I want to change. I want you to see the power of the pen to the paper. If you say you own a business, now you can control and do whatever you want because the paper is saying you make so much money. So now the bank is giving you money. There's so much more money to be made legally. Thank you for doing good in the hood. Thank you, Solid Steps of Wealth. Are there black unions in Chicago? I'm not certain. I'm not certain. Y'all could Google that on your own, but I tell you what, if somebody's just offering you a right to work position, like if your company is headquartered in Texas or South Carolina or North Carolina and I'm offering you a right to work, I have the right to fire you. I love it. Any day, anytime I want. That's right, Champion Heart. Tell them get that CDL. Chris Lee TV, what's up? Yep, that's right, Apple Mac. All those silicon companies that got started, that's people leaving their job. Oh, crap, I done went over 2 minutes. Hold on. Let me wrap this up. Ooh, man, he said they need over 100 CDL drivers right now in West Texas. $80K a year plus driving. The thing about West Texas, Apple Mac, we talked about this yesterday. Ain't nothing out there. Ain't no women out there. You met her with a bunch of dudes. Oh, man, Nancy, you know, your haters probably work for the bank. They misinform people who benefit the bank. Listen, at the end of the day, it's like, here's the funny part. If you're not out here getting this information and taking action, it's crazy. Like when I tell you no less than 10 to 20 people email me, they're like, I got money and stuff. Here, I could do something. I'm like, first of all, you're not coming at me right. Second of all, what are your terms? Like, there's money out here, y'all. People are throwing money at me, and I'm like, stop. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what you want me to do. You're not giving me good terms. You're not giving me good information. Again, if you email me, and I get this every day, and I'm going to start taking some action with some of y'all because some of y'all do know what you're talking about. Like, have some clarification. What are your rules? What are you looking for? Are you looking for a flip? Or are you looking for an investment long term? Make sure you know what you're offering before you get in someone's email. CDL is the wave. JD Sam, it used to be because of the need of health benefits, most people wouldn't quit their job. Good point, JD Sam. You're correct. A certain level up, they do need health benefits. You are very correct. I apologize. I didn't mean that people just work it because they don't have any money or they're broke, but that is another one. Yes, Cashmatic. Once you get 8 or 10, it's like so many different opportunities open up. And also, you get on the phone with somebody, and let's say they got 5 and you got 5, but the property needs like 2 or 3 more K of work. If you don't got credit cards, if you don't got a bank, a line of credit you can tap, it starts to get funky. So Omar is asking that question to some of you truck drivers, but your girls gotta go. Listen, there's like 100 of y'all in here. Hit that like button. Thank you for your comments. Whenever you comment, this brings the numbers up in YouTube. They actually let more people see it. A lot of you said you haven't seen my notifications. You didn't see what my stuff was at. So I always want to make sure you guys can see me. So hitting the like button, commenting in the chat, even if it's a little bit, it helps with the engagement. It helps YouTube push the channel. And so I'm only saying that because I think people don't understand, like, well, you should have more numbers than you have. And I'm like, it's not my fault. It's an algorithm. But I'm not allowed to say that. So anyway, thank you, Solid Steps to Wealth, for the $50 super chat. Thank you, President Hudson, for the $10 super chat. You guys are the sponsors of today's show. Solid Steps of Wealth is the sponsor of today's show. Again, if you want to talk to me, I'm feeling better. I can take phone calls. Consult is at the bottom. If you guys need the link for the trucking biz from Hood Estates, it's in the bottom. If you need anything else, the group, the course on marijuana investment, the course on turning your laptop into an ATM, hit that button down below. Your girl Erica's got to go. I'm going to go to the gym and get all this congestion out. I'm going to get on that stair climber and cry a little bit because that stair climber, it hurts my feelings every time. It hurts my feelings. But anyway, all right, you guys. Blessings, Malik, Kobe. Oh, is that Cosby? What you doing up here, Cosby? No. Anyway, have a great day, you guys. It's Erica, Classy Climb Blog. We went crazy over long time, but you guys are the best. You make the show the best. You guys' questions are awesome. Thank you for bringing them. Thank you so much for today, and thank you for all the likes. Later, you guys.